Hi, today I'm going to discuss about approaches of curriculum evaluation. So today I'm going to discuss two approaches of curriculum evaluation. One is your scientific approach and another one is your humanistic approach. So how these approaches are used to do a curriculum evaluation, we are going to just understand the basic. We are not going to go in detail because this is not given in your syllabus. So let us move and understand the scientific approach. Now you have to keep in your mind this approach is related to curriculum evaluation. You know what is curriculum evaluation. We have already discussed in the last video. You can just go to the playlist and you can just check it out about curriculum evaluation, what is curriculum evaluation, what is meaning, and what are the different types of curriculum evaluations. So this approaches is nothing but a method how we can quantify it, how we can evaluate it, the content which you have prepared. So this scientific approach, as it is mentioned, it is probably an oldest approach to do your curriculum evaluation. It emphasizes on the scientific method of 20th century. So whatever the contents, whatever the modalities you have in the 20th centuries, it emphasizes on that method and try to involve or construct the approaches for curriculum evaluation. See, this approach to curriculum evaluation focuses on using a quantitative data which is generated by the learner or the student. See, when the student write a test, you will get some sort of a marks. That is your data, that is called your numerical data or quantitative data. So this scientific approach says or presents the evaluation result with the form of data like 80%, 90%, or 100%. This allows a statistical analysis. Once you get the data, you have to do a statistical analysis whether it is significant or not significant. So scientific approach involves the scientific procedure, systematic procedure to evaluate the curriculum. The results are compared in order to determine the level of success, whether the curriculum which I have developed, which we have developed, whether that has some significant what you say improvement in the result or not, that you need to understand. So for this a scientific approach you can apply to find out. Then there are natural issues. See, it doesn't mean that this scientific approach is outstanding or very good. Every approaches will have some sort of advantages and disadvantages. So here there are natural issues which such as like uh, it emphasizes on the numerical data rather you know narrative of the student. That means qualitative events of the students. It just focus on the numerical. For example, some student might not be getting good marks and some student might be good at verbal. So that kind of narratives will be missing in the scientific approach, because see the diversity in the students ability and even in the teaching ability makes it difficult to assume that the student are facing similar challenges and circumstances. That means this scientific approach will not tell you very clearly, rather just number about the ability of the students. That means the students ability is missing in form of visibility or in the form of visualization, rather just number, because number cannot say everything. So this is about a scientific approach. Now let us move to the humanistic approach. In more postmodern worldview, the humanistic approach look at the individual rather than numbers. So scientific looks a number, whereas the humanistic approach uh, looks more narrative ways. Okay, so the reality behind this is that the life has a multiple perspective, whereas scientific has a only a perspective of quantitative data. Humanistic evaluators wants to understand the complexity of the environment when they are assessing, whereas a quantitative a data which is used in a scientific approach has a minimal or a limited way to understand the environment. So this involves the capturing the narrative through the interview and focus group. Okay, so moreover they capture the narrative rather than numbers. So observation is used not to count the frequency but to take the note of what is happening in the classroom. See, for example, it is not easy to interview 500 students, but perhaps 30 is quite good in humanistic approach, right? Whereas conducting a survey with 500 students should not be challenges for the scientific evaluators, because scientific approach can do a 500 even a 1000 students evaluation, right? Whereas humanistic is just limited. So if you want to do in a huge way, you need to have a scientific approach so that you can evaluate it in a bulk. Quantitative data is processed evaluators, so they filter their own view when they report to respondent, right? Whereas in quantitative data or a scientific approach, you will get exact the number, but here they try to filter their own views in different way to tell the results to the respondent. So I think we have understood about this, scientific approach and humanistic approach. It's very small and easy stuff to understand the basic concept. So I think we have understood. If you have any doubt, just let me know in the comment box. Thank you very much. Till then, bye bye.